They think what you think. Yes, it is true. You might not believe in this strange idea at first, but as the video proceeds, you will understand what I am talking about. Also, Neville Goddard has talked about this strange phenomenon in one of his books. After truly grasping this content, you would understand why your specific person thinks what you think. Also, by the end of this video, you will disregard any negative assumptions you hold about them completely. So, have you ever wondered why there are countless videos on manifesting a specific person? Some people believe that all of this is a lie, but on the other hand, there are many people who are sharing their personal experiences on YouTube, Facebook groups, blogs, and other forums. Also, these experiences are not shared by a handful of people. There are thousands of people who have experienced something by applying the teachings of Neville Goddard to their own lives. So, are all these thousands of people lying to you? Or there is something that you haven't figured out yet? If you think all of this is a lie and you don't want to look at it from another perspective, then you can leave this video at this very moment. But if you are open to receiving the secrets that were hidden from you simply because you were unaware of the metaphysical teaching, then stick with me till the end. I want to ask you, have you ever thought that what you think about another person reaches them? Have you ever thought that people think what you think? Well, it might sound idiotic. You would say that a message cannot be shared with another without speaking, writing, or performing some action. You would say that what I think stays with me. No one can hear it, no one can see it, and no one can experience it. Well, logically, it is true. But here we discuss manifestation, and manifestation is beyond logic. Also, you might have heard that beyond logic lies the truth. Even the ancient scriptures mention the concept of telepathy. Back in the time when smartphones were not there, spiritually awakened people had this technique of telepathy. This technique helped them transmit messages to people from a distance without even using their five senses. All was done through the mind. They communicated with each other from within. In today's time, when our hands are tied to our smartphones, hearing about telepathy would be considered absurd. But back then, all of this was considered normal. Neville Goddard, in his book, mentioned, "Your consciousness is the light reflected on the mirror of your mind and projected in space to the one of whom you think. By mentally speaking to the subjective image in your mind, you cause the mirror of your mind to vibrate. Your vibrating mind modifies the light of consciousness reflected on it. The modified light of consciousness reaches the one toward whom it is directed and impinges on the mirror of his mind. It causes his mind to vibrate according to the modification it undergoes. Thus, it reproduces in him what was mentally affirmed by you." Just replay this particular segment of this video. Screenshot this or write it down. These are some golden words by Neville that changed the way I looked at my inner talk. This particular paragraph changed the way I thought about manifestation. Well, what are your opinions about this? Aren't you surprised? It was jaw-dropping for me when I heard about it the first time, and even today it leaves me speechless. Neville simply said that the ideas you hold about another are transmitted through space and reach the mind of the person that you are thinking of. This is why, at the very start of the video, I was telling you that your specific person thinks what you think. Whenever you imagine them in your mind's eye and form assumptions about themselves, it reaches them, and they behave in accordance with that. This is the reason for so many success stories. This is the reason countless people have experienced the law working. This is the same reason manifestation happens. This is how manifestation works. Now, you might think that if it is so easy, then why are there countless people who are still stuck with their specific person? Why are there failures? I know that some people fail to achieve this. Like other channels, I am not telling you that there are only successes. There are failures too. Everyone experiences them. Some people even face failure after successfully manifesting things in the past. It happens, and it is quite common. So, don't beat yourself up. Don't condemn yourself if you haven't had any success yet. Things will change, circumstances will shift, and everything will work in your favor if you apply the law in the right manner. Now, what is the right manner? Well, for a moment, I want you to imagine an old weighing scale. Just for a moment, picture it. If you don't know what I am talking about, just search on Google for antique weighing scale and look at the images. Now that you have done it, just imagine that on one side, there are things that you dislike, and on the other, there are things you like. For instance, on the left side are your current scenarios, and on the right side is your desired reality. Now, the side that moves downward will be manifested for you. This means that if the current scenarios are heavier than the desired reality, then the weighing scale would be imbalanced and the current scenario side would move down, thus resulting in the same pattern, a repeated cycle of undesirable events and a lack of your desire. On the other hand, if the desired reality side gets heavier, then the right side of the scale will move downward, and your desired reality will be manifested for you. So, tell me, what are your current situations? Do you have your desires, or is your desire missing from your life? Are you facing unfavorable events that are keeping your desires away from you? Are you feeling desperate or needy? If the answer to the above questions is a big yes, then the left side of your weighing scale is heavier, and similar events are manifesting in your reality. Now you would ask, what can I do to make the right side of the scale heavier? Well, the answer is simple. Put the weight on the right side. Putting the weight on simply means focusing your attention on the desired reality. You would do this by forming favorable assumptions about your desired reality. You can also look at the weighing scale in a different light. The left side denotes the negative assumptions, and the right side denotes the positive assumptions. In order to manifest your desire, your positive assumptions have to be greater than your negative ones. This is the deciding factor for success and failure when manifesting. This is what every other YouTube channel is trying to convey to you. Now, if you are manifesting a specific person and they are still not here, then your negative assumptions are much stronger than your positive assumptions about them. Let's say there are 10 assumptions, and out of them, 6 are negative and 4 are positive. In order to start seeing the results, at least 6 assumptions have to be positive. The moment this happens, you witness changes in your reality. There is a movement in your reality, and your circumstances change. All your assumptions are reaching your specific person's mind. They are thinking what you think. They are behaving in accordance with what you believe about them. If you assume that they are rude people, then their actions will prove that statement of yours back to you. They will either say or behave rudely in front of you, and your assumption will get stronger. In your mind, you would be like, I told you my specific person is rude, and here is the proof. This is how you form negative assumptions. This is how you imbalance the scale. This is why you are facing undesirable circumstances. Now, with this idea of your thoughts reaching a specific person, what would you think about them? Now that you know that their behavior toward you depends upon the assumptions you hold about them, what would your assumptions be from this point on? This is where things would become interesting. If you are still here and understand what was conveyed in the earlier parts of the video, then you are about to change your life. If you didn't understand it, then just replay it, watch it again, and then you will get crystal clear of what needs to be done from your side. If I were at your place, then whenever I would get a thought that was opposite to what I desire, I would instantly change it and match it to my desired thought. Thoughts are like seeds that, with time, grow and become assumptions. Now, I would sit quietly for a few moments every day and indulge in a conversation with the mental image of my specific person. This conversation would be from the end of having my desire. Let's say my desire is to be in a committed relationship with them. Then my conversation with them would be from the point of already being in that relationship. The conversation is also your thoughts, which are strengthening your assumptions. Now, my assumptions would change. I would start assuming that my specific person couldn't stay away from me. They love me deeply. They always want to hang out with me. They always want to talk to me. They can't afford to lose me. I am the best thing that has ever happened to them. I am the best person they have ever met in their entire lives. Our bond is unbreakable. I am loved, no matter what. Now, these assumptions might sound like a big lie to you. But, with time, you would start getting evidence of these assumptions. With time, your evidence would become a proof for your assumptions, and then in your mind, you would say, I told you my specific person can't afford to lose me. Here is the proof. This is how your favorable circumstances would manifest in your reality. Also, the statements that I gave you above might not resonate with you. You might have a person who always hangs out with you but doesn't show feelings for you. In such scenarios, your new positive assumption would be, my specific person confesses their feelings towards me on a regular basis. What I am trying to tell you here is that the assumptions that you need to form have to be according to your present situation. Just analyze your situation and write on a sheet of paper about the circumstances that you are facing. It can be anything, like I am unattractive, they are always busy, or we are not compatible. Whatever it is, just write it down. After writing it, just write the opposite of that statement and strike out the previous negative statement. I am highly attractive, they always have time for me. Or we are much more compatible than 99% of the couple. These are your assumptions. It is your duty to change. Also, work on your self-concepts. If you have poor self-concepts, you get poor results. That is why yesterday I designed and uploaded an affirmation tape that will tremendously help you change the concepts you hold about yourself. Just click on the first video that appears at the end of the screen.